Hello Internet!
Hello, so I'm Starkey from Driftworks. Many of you would have seen me in many videos.
What have we got here?
This is my own personal car.
This is my car, it's wild.
It is. The problem that I have with, I show people a lot of photos of my car, but I have issues with talking.
A lot of photos.
A lot of photos.
Let's have a quick counter of the number of photos.
It's like a ding 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 ding. This one's the winner.
Yeah. It does photograph well, it's very photogenic.
It's a good car. Like it is genuine Nissan yellow. Kaaz, our painter, has kept it the same colour, so it's really good. The issue that I have with talking about my car on camera, being on Driftworks, I don't drift. I can only just do a burnout.
Driftworks is not all about drifting.
No, it's not.
It's about having fun in cars.
Exactly. But some of the big topics of conversation in the office is my car a Driftworks car? I mean, ignore the sun strip. But because I don't drive my car fast, I don't particularly drive it hard either, other than my awful gear changes.
I would put it to you.
I park hard, and that's about all I do.
I would put it to you. Do you have fun in your car?
Yes, I do.
Have you made your car look cool?
Yes, I have.
Then it's a Driftworks.
And I enjoy my car for what it is. Yeah, so the original plan was to make this Phil's practice car, put an SR in it, get it working and everything else, but then he bought the black one, which was all done an ex-drift car.
4 years later, that's also still broken.
Also still broken. So I wanted to build a car that could showcase everything that Driftworks does and everything what Driftworks can do. So in an ideal world, Jay, I would have left it with stock bodywork and it would have been beautiful. Stu Noble's red one, if anyone knows him, is a perfect example of what a clean stock bodied S15 looks like. But as a showcase car for the company, I don't think it's the way to do it.
Well, basically what you've done is you've taken lots of cool products, but also lots of knowledge, including things like how to make fitment.
Yes.
See, this here is part of what Driftworks sells, is how to make wheels fit properly.
Exactly.
Now you've gone obviously extremely extreme on this.
Gone far too crazy.
But purposely, but it doesn't rub.
It doesn't rub and it drives, and it actually drives pretty well.
For what it is, it drives pretty well.
The thing is, it's all the recipes to make it drive well that people forget about. So I'm running Geomaster 2 knuckles on the front for the roll center correction. I don't need it for parking, drifting.
You do need it for parking.
But it's the 45mm roll center correction that means all of my alignment arms are perfectly flat. But what I wanted to do with this car is not go down the typical S15 drift car look. I wanted to try and modify it in my own tasteful way, if you agree with me. So like these are 40mm origin front arches, which are good, but actually if you know the origin stuff, and actually most aftermarket over fenders for the front, they've all got vents here.
Yeah.
So I got Kaaz to smooth these out to try and make it look like OEM fenders, and then sort of get the swage line. Swaggy?
Why not?
Swag line.
The swag line. Thank you, Fraser.
So that, and then the rears are just the stock ones, but again I didn't put the flap in because who would?
Yeah, well, it does look quite cool like that.
Yeah, and the flap on it is not good.
Yeah.
But then I really like the US scene, and I'll probably get slated for saying it, but I like the way their cars look. I like the camber front and rear.
It's a thing.
And if you show my car to some people, and they think it would be fine if you lost the camber on the rear, but then it would look like almost every single kind of Nissan in the UK, because they all go for that Driftworks, so close to no camber on the rear, camber on the front.
Yeah.
It's all the same, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So that's that. Then,
which brings us nicely, as we're here, and this has been in the back of shop for a while.
My massive wang.
Massive wang.
It's the biggest wang that Big Country Labs do, which we are now the European distributor for as well. So if you want,
and this is legal on this car for anyone who's going about to shout, because the car is wider than the wing.
We tested
close,
it.
Right?
It's the edge of the tyre, because of the camber I'm running, because I'm running 5 degrees camber on the rear. Actually, the edge comes perfectly in line with the plates.
And now this is available in 3 different sizes in terms of height.
You are wrong. 4 different sizes.
Holy moly.
So,
tell me.
Two different widths. Let's start with the width.
Okay.
This is the biggest one, and then there's one that's slightly shorter that doesn't have the depth. So this has got quite an upsweep. And then 4 different stanchion heights. And there'll be more videos on this coming out. But these are the street ones, so these are the second smallest ones. The version down, you're just basically bolting the 2 pieces of metal together.
And then the middle one is what, Formula D spec?
FD specs are the same as what guys like Forrest Wang is using,
Which looks great.
And then the manly ones, which I ran it for a while. I have got the manly wings, but the
photo coming up right now.
Thing, the spoiler is above the roof of the height of the car. It looks really good in some angles, but I like taking pictures of my car, and there's a certain angle it looks incredible. Yeah. A little bit higher than it just looks like I've stuck on.
Yeah, it
didn't work.
But for some people, for some cars, particularly lots of FCs I've seen that you've shown
so
me,
good.
It's amazing.
It suits
yeah,
it really
totally
well.
works.
FCs, 350Zs,
yep.
and
any car with that kind of
GT6s.
like swoopy line towards the back,
and especially when it curves down, you can
big
banana it up.
So rear bumper.
Rear bumper is Vertex Lang rear bumper. Again, I'm sorry for my number plate. They're really hard to buy now, and the place I got it from left aligned my numbers, so it was like numbers, massive gap. So I cut it to make it centre, and
don't worry about it.
Haunts me every day.
Fine. Exhaust
is a Craig Taylor Dyno Torque special.
Excellent.
So
it's got a bit of an HKS like super dragger look.
I wanted it to look almost OEM because that's what they are, twin exits.
But it was a bit more good.
So due to the ride height of the car, obviously exhaust scraping is cause for concern. So the exhaust is fully custom. It is a modified downpipe, and just to tuck it fully up, and then I've got where the cap was, I've got a very small silencer, again tucked right up anyway. I've had to smash the inside of the tunnel to get that in. Yeah. And then Craig's make it like follow the lines of the car up and over it. It doesn't scrape at all, because actually that's one of the worst things about lowering cars is the exhaust. Even if it's like a little bit of incline, you're like
yep. And Nissans have always got that kink in the middle of the exhaust.
Always have.
So none of that on this.
Now the exhaust is higher than the chassis rust, which is fine.
Nice little cheeky roof spoiler there.
It's an Origin Labo roof spoiler.
Side skirts?
Origin Lab Stylish Line.
Very nice.
Matches the bumper and everything else.
Exactly. We'll move very quickly. I know it's a sore point. Your front bumper.
So my front bumper, which we haven't shown the video of, but we will very soon, is Origin Labo Stylish Line. I've had this on since I've had the car.
But what you're going to change it for
is should have been Vertex Lang, so to match the rear. So one of the things that I don't dislike's a strong word, but I'm not a fan of, look at the thigh, is
it's the bit with the centre of the bumper
just
where
it up ever so slightly.
Yeah. So
I just don't like it. I think it looks fine. It suits the lines of the car currently.
Yes.
But the Lang has got like a nice smooth radial all the way around, and it's also going to have canards as well, which come on the Vertex.
Very nice.
So canards swooping up there, and I think will match.
Very nice.
This semi-aggressive aero on the rim.
Okay, let's talk wheels.
So, those that follow me and have seen my photos know I'm now on my third set of work wheels. So. The car
and you legitimately love work wheels anyway.
Yeah,
so you would fit these anyway.
I'm super happy, and also it helps us and Work Wheels Japan and America sell wheels, because it's a common body kit. It is a really common, which is why I wanted to change it. So lots of people with S15s run the Origin kit. So when they can see wheels that fit well, they think they're the wheels I want. And like Work Japan reckon they've sold thousands of sets off the back of when I had it on CR2Ps.
That's not even joking.
No, like they think they've sold that many off the back of this.
So specs, let's start at the front. What is this?
These are Workmeister L1s, and this is the art, because I'm running massive brakes for, again, let's skip to that actually before I tell you specs. I will get mocked and people will make fun of my massive brakes for nothing. But if you stand back ever so slightly, it feels the wheel like you can't see behind it, and I think that's cool.
Yep. I think big brakes on any car, because like wheelie brakes look shit.
And I think if I'm using this car to try and sell wheels, the last thing you want is massive gap and you've got the little Nissan 4-pot. So
I agree with that.
Big brakes. So yeah, so these are Meister L1s, the R disc on the front.
What's the size of this?
18 by 9.5 minus 5, and then I run a 5mm slip-on spacer. And people will say, oh, but why are you running a slip-on spacer? You can't, because these are 3-piece, the barrels are in 1/2-inch sizes, and then you've got the face. You will need to use slip-on spacers if you want to fine-tune your fitment. Yep. Like, you just can't get away with it. And then on the back, it's 18 by 10.5 minus 33, and then I've got a 3mm slip-on just to push it up.
They are sexy time.
They are sexy. And what I like about the rear in particular is I've got quite a chunky tyre. So this is a 235/40/18, and it just I don't like rubber band tyres, however much I've got them on the front.
Right. And also, really importantly, and step dish is, I'm all about the step dish. Yeah. Step dish on big dish wheels,
yeah, it just so they're this similar size dish to what I had on my CR2Ps, but they were flat, and it made the centres look bigger than what they were, and you lose the dish. Oh look, there's a load of people looking at my car.
That's nice. Anyway,
so yeah, so these are my wheels. I can't think of anything I want to change them for at the moment. The only thing that I have thought about is changing the colours. So work do something called asterism, which is basically neochrome, which is
your favourite colours.
How could you not like neochrome? Because it's all of the colours.
Kind of looks like a combination of all of this colour back here and with a bit more purple and a bit more flip.
I like the brush faces particularly because I don't clean my car that often, and actually the brush face hides the dirt really well, and especially a car that is used. I don't use it every day.
Coming from a man who has untreated aluminium dishes on a track
your
car.
E88s are polished and will have a bad day out.
Yeah.
So the little hidden trick I have with my car to make this, because this is my driving height. This car's not on air. I'm on CS2 coilovers.
This is a static ride height. Yep. This is where you do drive this. I've seen you drive all over the place at this ride height.
Well, you'll see. You would have seen in this video me driving.
Absolutely.
So I'm running Driftworks CS2 coilovers, standard spring rates that they come with. So 9K on the front, 7K on the rear. I'm running Geomaster 2 knuckles, which I've already said, for the roll centre, and then running Driftworks on the front, tension rods, tie rods, and offset rack spacers. And again, the offset rack spacers are just to help with the Geomasters. If I do go over centre, then I'm
yep.
safe.
And you can also give this full lock.
No.
Just about?
Well, I've still got the OEM lock stops.
Yeah.
So I could take the lock, I can give it a full lock. I'm not rubbing, I'm not hitting.
Yeah.
I could knock the lock stops off and
I
would still be fine. On the back, I'm running again full complement of Driftworks arms, so traction, toe, and camber rods on the rear. Never had any issues with them. Like, one of the biggest questions that we get online is, I don't want pillable bushes on the rear because it's a road car.
I don't understand that at all.
In my opinion, if you're worried about I'll get slated for this, but if you're worried about the harshness of rose joints, leave your OEM suspension on.
Yeah.
As soon as you start messing, like putting coilovers on,
you've
gone too far.
I run full monoball setup on my GT3, and it's the improvement that you get in the feel and everything, if you like that, is great. The road noise,
I love the feel I have.
The road noise increase is barely a problem.
I've got a loud exhaust, I've got stretched tyres, I've got semi-stiff suspension. What's a pillable gonna do? So I run them. I've run them since I've had the car. Never had an issue. It's got the new rose joints in them, and they're fine. So that's the outside.
Look under the engine bay.
Under the engine bay, so the sump.
Shut up.
So over the last month or so, good friend of mine and a good friend of Driftworks, Dan Joyce from Low Origin, has been slaving away in return for karamis that I gave him to tuck my engine bay. Let me pop the hood.
Pop the hood.
Pop the hood.
Sounds like a rap term.
Rap.
And you end up with
and again, like,
look at that.
It's super smooth.
Ooh, look at these. Tubby McTub face. Oh, they're still warm.
They're still warm. So because, two reasons for this, and again I'll get mocked. Firstly, because I drive it this slow, I had a big issue with hitting my upper chassis leg on the tyre. So under heavy braking it would squat. Not that I did that much heavy braking, but the times I have done because of other people, you can feel the tyre hitting the top of the arch. Oh, thank you, Tom. It's not safe. So that was done, and because I smashed the inner arch for wheel clearance, they'd all got creased and they all got a bit broken.
Yeah. And again, going back to the whole Driftworks thing, there is no point smashing your car on the ground like this if it doesn't drive.
Exactly. So
we don't agree with that.
There's loads of clearance, and I've got lock-to-lock clearance. I can go low if I wanted to, and this is fun. But also part of that, which and any Nissan owner will know, The battery is normally here for the intercooler,
okay.
and for the engine, but with intercooler pipework and stuff. Then you've got the fuse box, then you've got the water bottle, which is in the arch, and then you've got like the reservoir tank and
a whole mix.
All in the boot, or the fuse tray. And because I'm running Geomasters, I'm not running ABS anymore. So I used a Hell ABS delete kit, got rid of this big mangled mess of wires and pipework, got rid of that, cleaned that up, moved power steering reservoir back a little, Fraser over there, hibernating. Wonderfully bought these little black things to keep this hidden. Again, it's a show car. This isn't I wanted a clean car that I could show people any aspect of the car and not be ashamed. Before, open the bonnet. Oh, let's see your engine. It's like,
no, we should ignore this bit. Yeah.
Don't look. Don't look here.
Also, you have added a turbo.
Yeah, so
it is now a DET, isn't it?
Now a DET. I bought an S14, a rotten one, and basically took junk and made it a turbo. Again, I'm running a Horsham Stage 1A chip.
Stage 1.
People will probably say, "Oh, but you can." For what I need it for, it works. It works really well. Like
You just want to buzz around and go.
Exactly, and then air filter, just the normal stuff you do.
And it does do a burnout.
Does do a burnout, which you've all seen on the internet by now. And if you haven't, go check that out. The other thing I've done, we sell Mishimoto, so I'm running a black Mishimoto S-Line intercooler. Just again, it all matches. We sprayed all the pipes with like bed liner, like we've done on Phil's S15.
Yeah.
Just a super clean interior. Anyway. One issue I have had from running low is I need to carry a small, long, flat instrument with me.
Cool.
For just notching this through because I've stretched my bonnet cable with my tyre.
This is the real side of slamming your cars. Still a steel bonnet.
Still a steel bonnet. I would like a carbon fibre one. There's a side one so just to change the profile from the front. The other thing that makes this car extremely usable at this ride height are our cups that we now sell.
Yeah, and we sell teacups, but more importantly, we also sell.
Ooh, camera bag. Nice. So this is the AirCups.
They'll see a video here in the little corner. If you press the little I button.
My only limitation are multi-story car parks, and that's due to the up and then the.
Yeah.
Cannot do that. And also they're quite narrow and...
But if you ran AirCups on the rear as well...
I don't think I need to.
I know, but maybe you could go...
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not fitting AirCups on the rear just to go into multi-story car parks.
But you could, couldn't you?
I could, but because the overhang on this isn't actually that long, when I lift up on the front, the back doesn't change too much. It just... And because the exhaust this time, it's all done properly, I have no rubbing issues. So, and then...
Okay, show me inside.
Inside, 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, over this way, over this way while see. Oh yeah.
Is this all his fancy hats and dildos going to fall out?
Fancy hats and or dildos. We went to Rahim in this, and you wouldn't think that it was running as low as it is. With all the Geomaster stuff and having arms at the correct angles and all the work that goes into actually wanting to run a car this low, once you do it properly, it actually drives like a real car, but lower.
It doesn't bounce around the road like you see so many smashed. Like a lot of the now I don't really understand the whole. I think they're cool, but it's not for me. The slamming the VWs on the ground thing, and you watch them bounce down the road going like, and you're thinking like someone's having a terrible day out. Looks cool when it's parked.
Yeah. There's a weird thing where people think that you need to run like humongous spring rates to run a car.
That's one thing that I don't understand is.
Can I just point out how lovely that sky is behind you?
It's so good. So anyway, come into my humble abode. So this is my inside of my car. Still stock seats, but we are working on this, so we're developing new seat frames for Nissans because we used to sell our Driftworks seat frames, the sliders, and they got discontinued by our supplier. So we're making a new setup.
That's really pointy.
I would not advise sitting on it.
And we're done.
So I run a personal trophy leather steering wheel. Mainly chose it for the yellow highlights, just because I like to at least colour coordinate. Then I run an NRG 3.0 quick release. Near chrome in my favourite colour.
Yeah, which, contrary to the recent getting problems with the steering wheel coming off thing. Neochrome.
Oh, fucking retards, come on.
That actually is a really good.
Like, it is really good. Before Chris touched it, he used to... There we go.
What did he do to it to make it worse?
Took it off and put it back on again, but not put it back on properly. Christopher. And then I run a HKB steering wheel boss.
Cool.
But other than that, oh, Go Faster Bits boost controller. Just because I need one for...
Yeah, and then tunes. No roll cage because real car.
Yeah, like I don't need...
Well.
Just on that side with the non-busted arch.
Yeah. So that is your car.
So that is my car, and I'm very lucky to be in the position that I am, working for Driftworks, working with Work Wheels and everyone else that has helped the car and everything else. This is my dream car. It sounds real cliche and it sounds like, oh, you're just saying that, but like, go back to the times of like Need for Speed or whatever.
Yep.
This is the car that I would build, and I feel it is a part of me now, and it's more people know me for my car.
Certainly, if you go wrong with that gear knob, it will become a part of you.
It will become a part of me soon now. But yeah, it's my car, and wouldn't change a thing.
It's awesome, man.
But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm sure it will offend a lot of you, or won't offend you.
Absolutely. If there's anything that Rich should change, like perhaps your childish stickers and your...
What childish stickers?
Well, someone was very angry on the internet earlier about Phil's rear window sticker.
And yeah, I mean, I've got a Driftworks stick, but then I'm proud of who I work for.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have this car if it wasn't for Driftworks. I'm not going to hide it, and
it's awesome.
It's not a drift car, but I don't care.
It's the right thing. Big head, don't care.
Exactly.
Exactly. Just while we're at it, new merch.
New merch.
There we go.
Blue.
Buy it.
And
purple, buy it.
And thank you for watching. Any questions, let me know and I will answer. And yeah, check me out, check Driftworks out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
And
Google
what is your
Plus.
personal Instagram? Because it is about you today.
Rich_Starkey.
Nice.
Underscore.
Pretty cool.
Not dash, under.
Not dash, under. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Al.
Thank you, Al.
Hashtag make full drift again.
Hashtag make full drift again. Bye.